Welcome to Kutch time. The day is January 21st, 2026, and the Detroit Pistons just beat the New Orleans Pelicans 112 to 104, moved to 32 and 10 on the NBA season. The Pistons win a very sloppy game. There was a combined 35 turnovers between both teams, but luckily for Detroit, they were able to fill a gap left by the injured Cade Cunningham with Danish Jenkins, who has been out of the rotation for about the past month. But luckily today, he was able to have a 17-point outing back in the starting unit. There was some good, very odd game, but obviously some things to like. Jalen Duren, the All-Star reserves will be revealed, I believe, this coming week, and I expect Jalen Duren to be there. 20 points, 15 rebounds, 5 of the rebounds being offensive rebounds, which ended up being pretty big in this game. It was his fifth game of the season with 20 points, 15 rebounds. He only had 2 all of last season. He's stepped it up on a consistent basis. Now he was getting these about 2 years ago at a pretty decent rate. I think he had 7, but they sucked the year. He sucked at defense. He was inefficient. He was turnover heavy. He was just sloppy basketball. Now he's doing it at an efficient clip with good defense. Jalen Duren has made in the past 2 years has probably made the biggest jump. That's not Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham went from Cade Cunningham made a jump, but we knew he was going to make that. Jalen Duren, I don't think people expected him to make an all-star jump like he has this season and like he should be named one this week. If he's not, I'd be heavily surprised. Pistons first seed in the NBA, or first seed in the East, second in the NBA, only second to the Thunder. Cade Cunningham was already an all-star starter. He's been named one, and it'd be very surprising for a first seed not to have 2 all-stars. Especially with Jalen Duren performing like he is. So I heavily expect him to be named the first-time All-Star this year because his play has been elite this season. Duncan Robinson, 15 points, 4 threes, keeping up that hot three-point hand he had last game against the Celtics. He had 5 in that game, 4 in this game. He's been hot from 3. He's been making a lot more. He went from like 2 to 3 a game to now 4 and 4+ in back-to-back games. Danish Jenkins comes in for the injured Cade, 17 points, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Just an all-around great game. He does have 5 turnovers. That's why Danish Jenkins sometimes just doesn't get the playing time he should have, because he does get turnover heavy some games. But the offense that he brings, the playmaking he can bring, even the defensive intensity he brings, it's something that certain players that get actual normal minutes don't bring on every night when Danish Jenkins does. I'm putting in Karis LeVert, and I'm even putting in Jaden Ivey sometimes. Danish Jenkins, I'd say, has a more consistent, when he's playing, is more consistently positively impactful. Like has a positive impact almost every game he plays. I can't say that about Karis LeVert, and I can't say that about Jaden Ivey. Because Danish Jenkins is probably the best defender out of those 3. Karis LeVert's probably second. Danish Jenkins has the best 3-point shot this year out of the 3. Ivy has picked it up a little bit, but again, he has struggled some games, some weeks almost. Karis LeVert has just struggled. Danish Jenkins is the best playmaker. Ivy's playmaking has taken a nosedive from what it was last season. And Karis LeVert just has never been really that good of a playmaker. Danish Jenkins should be getting more minutes. Danish Jenkins should be in the regular rotation. We're running out of games since we already started the clock for his two-way games. We're running out of games before we lose them. Before we have to make the decision of, are we going to cut someone and then give him that contract? And if we don't do that, I'll be upset because Danish Jenkins, when he plays, is bringing good impact. He's a good part of this team. He should be a consistent part of this team, but for some reason he's not. I'd expect Isaac Jones to be waived because I think he's played maybe one time this whole season, and he hasn't really done anything. So I think it's in probably like 2-3 weeks time that Danish Jenkins would get that full-time contract, which he deserves, and at that point he should be playing a lot more than he does. Star Thompson also had a very nice night, 12 points, 9 rebounds, 3 steals, just keeping up that defensive impact that he brings every night. Rebounding the ball well. I think he 5 for 10 from the field, so nothing crazy, nothing great. Just an all-around good night for him. Kind of slightly above average for the rebounding, like stats wise, but it was a good night. There was some bad night. I mean, it was an 8-point game against the Pelicans. Pelicans suck. And Zion went out in the first half and didn't play the whole second half. And the Pistons won by 8. I think Jordan Poole missed like 15 shots tonight. We won by 8. I mean, because we had 18 turnovers. We had more turnovers than them. They had 17. We had 18. Davis had 5, like I mentioned. Duncan Robinson 3. Ron Holland 3. Jaden Ivey 3. Asar, Duncan Robinson, Stu all had 2. Like 7 players with multiple turnovers is just not a recipe for success. Especially the only guy I'm giving the green light to have 4+ turnovers is Cade, and that's just because it's Cade. But it was just sloppy. It just wasn't like controlled. It wasn't focused basketball tonight. I mean, and it showed that in defensive end. The Pistons gave up 14 offensive rebounds. That's very unusual to give up for the Pistons to give up double-digit offensive rebounds, especially against the Pelicans. Pelicans aren't that good of a rebounding team. Their centers are Yves Misty, Kevon Looney, and Derek Queen. Not that great. Not that great of a center rotation. Derek Queen's cool and all, but just he's a rookie. Come on. You have Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Duren and Asar Thompson. All good. Stu's an okay rebounder. Duren and Asar are very good rebounders. They should be controlling the glass a lot more than they did tonight. And that was a real reason the Pelicans were able to stay in this game for so long. Just getting second chance points, being able to get the fast break points. The Pistons should have won this game by 15 plus. Going into even without Cade, the Pelicans are a disaster class of a team and a franchise right now. And the Pistons are the reverse of it currently. So they got to do better against better teams. They play the Rockets. I don't know if Cade will be back Friday night. I don't know if Karis LeVert will be back. It's the twin matchup, Asar versus the men. The Pistons beat the Rockets very early on the season. I think it was like the second or third game, or maybe fourth game or whatever. It was in the first 4 games of the season before the Pistons went on the run they have to get to where they are. That was really one of those first games that showed the Pistons are legit, because Rockets are a very good team. Have had struggles lately, very big struggles lately, but the Pistons hopefully can win. It is in Detroit this time, and it's a 7 o'clock game. It's on national TV. It's a pretty big game. People will be watching it. It's for this rivalry week that the NBA has going on. In my opinion, the rivalry week's kind of stupid because most of these rivals are dumb. We had the Ball brothers today. Lonzo didn't play. Or one of the two didn't play. I don't even know. I think it was Lonzo. It's kind of stupid, but whatever. Put some real rivalries. We don't need these fake ones in here, added in, sprinkled in. Like the Thompson twins, whatever, man. That's not rivalry. It was a rivalry when Cade and Jalen Green versus each other, because those two hate each other. Jalen Green got traded to the Suns. That doesn't work anymore. But hopefully the Pistons can win that game, and they should. So thank you.